Okay, it's time to rent a sailboat. No, it's not. Because of COVID-19, they're not doing any boat rentals, which means I cannot get in this boat that I am in love with and go sailing today. I am going kayaking, but I think we're gonna have to talk about this. So this is not my normal beach. This is the lake that I sail on. It's a bit further away for me to go kayaking, but the people I'm paddling with have never paddled here and we're interested in trying it out. It's a long lake, so when it gets windy, it's hard to paddle in, and I think it'll be a good experience builder for them. So pretty new lake, a little bit windy, and let's go kayaking. Terry said the water was warm. I don't believe her, and I'm going to find out. Because I'm the only one not wearing a dry suit. You just wanted to make me feel better about it. Blowing 15 to 20. Nice solid direction. Blowing 15 to 20.
Sorry.
That's all right. And right for that big tree. And so another good thing to do is to get right up to the point, and before you commit to it, and like, yeah, okay, this looks good, or no, this looks crazy. Are you out of your mind? Because we're here, we're safe, we're in a good spot. But from there, Johnny can pick the next marker that we're going to paddle towards. So let's scoot and then head right back in. Okay, so lull in the wind. What's going on here is that the beginning of the week I went to a dermatologist. I see a dermatologist twice a year because I work in the outdoors to look at bumps and things like that I am concerned about, being skin cancer. I had a bump on my nose about the size of a pea. I'd had it for about 4 or 5 months. I did not think it was skin cancer, and he looked at it and said, oh no, that's basal cell carcinoma, and we decided to cut it off. He was pretty aggressive to make sure that he got all of it. We're not 100% sure that it is basal cell carcinoma. We'll know in a couple weeks when we get the lab work. Here comes the wind. But here's why, if you're gonna get that sort of diagnosis, that's the one to get. About 2 million people a year get diagnosed with that type of skin cancer. Super treatable. He thinks he got it all. Is it a rite of passage for a outdoor educator who's been working for 20 years? Maybe, I don't know. But let's talk about the things that I do to prevent skin cancer, in addition to seeing a doctor twice a year to be evaluated. These are the things that I do to protect my skin while I'm working outside. What am I doing to protect myself from the sun while I'm working? The first thing is I wear a lot of sun protective clothing. I don't really like putting chemicals on my body, i.e. sunscreen, so I wear a lot of sun protective clothing. This is UPF 50 material. The other shirts, this is new this season, but the other shirts I wear, the shirts that I wear when I'm teaching are always UPF 50. This is buff, is UPF 50, and then so long sleeves, and then I've got sun gloves, which I honestly don't wear that often. Maybe I'll start. And I always wear a ball cap. I may go to a broader brimmed cap now that I've had this diagnosis. But that doesn't take care of my face, and so this is the other part. This is my box labeled Bug and Sun. Bug stuff. And various sun stuff. So this is an SPF 35 broad spectrum. This is also an SPF 35. So SPF is sun protection factor. UPF is ultraviolet protection factor. I don't generally go above 30 or 35, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then lip stuff for sun. And so a good amount of sun stuff, some bug stuff, oh, more lip stuff. And I'm using mineral-based. I'm not paddling where there are reefs, so it's not really a big deal for me here, but still it's better for the water for it to be mineral-based. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit deeper into sunscreens. This is the brand that I'm currently using. They are both SPF 35. They are both broad spectrum. You want it to be broad spectrum because that is saying that it covers both UVA and UVB, which are the two essentially ultraviolets that get you. Okay, so why 35? Why not higher? An SPF 30 allows about 3% of UVB rays to hit your skin. UVB is really the one that gets you. About 97% of the UV is blocked. SPF 50 allows 2% of those rays through, so about 98%. So if you go to the 50, you're only gaining 1% more of protection. But the problem with the 50 is it's super thick and you can overheat with it. Really designed for high altitude skiing and mountain climbing, things like that. So that's why I stick with these in conjunction with UPF clothing. So this is a face stick. It goes on your face. I'm going to use my hand to demonstrate. It goes on your face like that, and then you rub it in. And you should put it on 30 minutes before you're in the sun and reapply every 2 hours. Same thing for this. And so that's what I'm doing. And when I'm paddling for myself in the shoulder seasons like this, I tend to not be as crazy about putting on sunscreen, but when I'm working in the dead of summer, I'm pretty fanatical. And I make sure, because I don't have a lot of hair, I make sure it's on my head and the back of my neck and my ears, which is where I generally burn. The rest of me doesn't really burn all that much, but I'm working hard with clothing to protect my skin. The important thing to understand is that this thing didn't happen to me because I was out in the sun last year. This thing happened to me because I was out in the sun 10 years ago or more, and probably didn't take care of myself then because I was young and foolish. So young, new outdoor educators, you need to be thinking about this stuff now, or you're going to be dealing with something like this later. So that's where we are. Take care of your skin, protect your skin. If you're going to be working in the outdoors, you're going to be experiencing stuff like this. Not the end of the world, but a reminder that we all need to be careful. And if it's not the big things that get you, it's the little things. So that's it for this week. Hopefully I'm teaching at some point and I have something else to show you, but I'll see you outside.